Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Brockopp side. Today we got ourselves a movie review of Black Panther, directed by Coogler. So this movie takes place a week after the events of Captain America's Civil War and stars Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, who's about to become king of Wakanda, and he has to deal with a familiar threat in the form of Serkis, as well as a brand new threat in the form of Michael B. Jordan. So this movie was anticipated for a number of reasons. The first off being that Black Panther was introduced in Civil War, which of course got people excited for his solo movie, but also this is the first comic book movie in a very long time to feature a mainly African-American cast. You know, comic book movies are thankfully becoming more and more diverse every year, so this is definitely an important step forward. And you know, it also helps when the movie is actually pretty good too. So Coogler directed this movie, and he is a really good up-and-coming talent. He's only done 2 other features up until this point, which were Fruitvale Station and Creed from 2015, and Creed was an excellent film. It's kind of a shame he won't be back for Creed 2, which comes out this year, but he did this movie, which... that's a pretty good substitute. Chadwick Boseman made his debut as Black Panther in Captain America's Civil War, but he was only in it for a small part and the movie was not about him, so this time around we get to learn more about the character and see more sides to him. You know, he's more than just a badass in a bulletproof catsuit. You know, he's also a king, a brother, a son, and he's got all these different responsibilities and people to look out for, and they also look out for him. But the newfound responsibility of being king after his father was killed in Civil War, it's definitely getting to him, and he definitely gets to shine more throughout this movie. Michael B. Jordan plays Eric Killmonger, the new villain this time around, and he's also been in Coogler's other 2 movies, and this time he's here as well, and he did a great job. Marvel, it seems to be finally giving a crap about making good villains, and this guy's no exception. He's got a pretty good backstory to him, which I'm not going to really spoil here because I don't want to ruin it for you, but he definitely has some good emotional value to him, and you can kind of see where he's coming from, kind of like how you could see the Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming. You could see his perspective, so he was just great this time around. He went from playing the Human Torch in Josh Trank's Fan 4-Stick to playing the villain in Black Panther, which was a smart choice on his part. But this movie also has a significant amount of girl power. There are a few different female characters throughout this movie that play a very big part, and they are just as badass, if not even more badass than a lot of the male characters. And these actresses, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing these names, Lupita Nyong'o, Danai, Gurira, and Letitia, Wright, they were all great in this movie. And if it wasn't for these 3 characters, I don't think T'Challa would have made it to the end credits. And there's one actor in this movie I wasn't actually expecting to see, and that's Daniel Kaluuya, who played Chris from Get Out. He's a great actor, and I actually had no idea he was in this movie until the day before I saw it, and he was a very nice addition. One of the things that really impressed me about this movie is that it's really a drama first and a comedy second. It's like you get to see these characters struggle as you go throughout the movie. There's all these different things they have to go through, and merely making jokes just doesn't fit in those certain areas, and they only have the jokes when they actually fit. Unlike, say, Thor Ragnarok, where the jokes were so forced they got really tiresome after a while. So here, when the jokes do come, they actually have a bigger impact because we didn't just get through listening to 50,000 of them. This movie also addresses some social issues that are unfortunately still a problem today, and really, when I saw this movie, I kinda kept forgetting that I'm watching a Marvel movie. This movie does an excellent job at being a standalone story. I mean, yeah, there's definitely that connective tissue to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know, references to Captain America's Civil War and things of that nature, but you don't have to necessarily have seen other Marvel movies to enjoy this one, so this one does a very good job at standing on its own, which I think is important. But let's just pump the brakes for a second, because unfortunately this movie has some problems to it. T'Challa gets a new Black Panther suit early in the film, which, yeah, it looks cool, it glows purple, because if your costume does not glow in some fashion in a Marvel movie, then you suck. All he has to do is wear this necklace and then just just magically materializes on his body, and when he wears the suit, he's basically invincible. Nothing can hurt him. I mean, if you just hit him several times, he can release that energy out afterwards, so that really just kind of takes away any kind of tension or suspense when he wears a suit, because we know that literally nothing can hurt him. And there are also a few outdated references in this movie as well. I guess 2015 humor just now caught up to the world of Wakanda. I mean, you got everything there, from mixtapes to Making It Rain to everybody's favorite, what are those? Way to make your movie timeless, guys. But definitely the biggest problem with Black Panther is that the plot is basically beat for beat The Dark Knight Rises. I mean, you got everything there. You got this big bad villain that comes in that the hero arrogantly fights and then loses the fight. Everyone thinks he's dead. The villain takes over. The hero has to recover, get back to the city. It ends in a giant army versus army fight. And hell, even the mask on Michael B. Jordan's Black Panther suit looks vaguely Bane-like, which is kind of annoying because that's not the first time Marvel has used that story. They also used it in Iron Man 3 and Thor Ragnarok, so number one, it's a bit repetitive of other Marvel movies, and I mean, I'm not saying that The Dark Knight Rises is the only movie that can ever use that story ever. It's been done before that movie even came out, but it's just kind of odd because, well, for the last couple of years, DC has been trying to be more like Marvel, and yet Marvel keeps recycling the story from one of DC's most successful movies. The story is far from original, but if you can at least present it in a new and interesting way, then it's fine, and that movie succeeds in doing that. So all in all, Black Panther is not without its issues, but it's still a very well-made movie. It's a great Marvel standalone film, and it's just one of those movies that's gonna keep advancing the superhero genre and keep comic book movies going for a very long time. And after I saw the movie, I went to Target and picked up this Black Panther kids mask, and I was gonna wear it at the beginning of the video, but I decided not to because it makes me look like a dickhead. So those are my thoughts on Black Panther. Definitely go check it out, but if you have seen the movie, notice down below, and we'll see you on the Brockopp side.